Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Yes, it has been a minute. Um, it's been about 2 to 3 weeks since I got back from Paris, and I have moved into an apartment and got out of a reading slump, and now I'm reading a lot of new stuff, and I want to talk about my trip to Paris and all that. So we're gonna get into all that right now.
We're in a library.
And yes, what can I say? I spent a week in Paris, and that was one of the best trips I've ever taken in my life. I went by myself, a total solo trip that I paid for just to see if I was able to do it, and I heard that Paris was safe. What can I say about Paris travel? I'm going to put up pictures of like the Eiffel Tower or Notre Dame and the Louvre or Versailles. Like, I went all over in that week. I only did public transportation. I took the buses. I took metro. I didn't need any Ubers or taxis just because I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get acclimated with the culture as much as possible and to experience it, because Paris is beautiful, y'all. I don't think you understand that. That is like a dream trip. You can go get your passport, get it stamped, go there. It's well worth it. It's expensive in some parts it wasn't. I love the farmers markets or the markets. You can just go and get you some fruit and it's fresh. The air was nice. I love walking around because you can see people are like in love. Like, Paris is love, and you can feel it in the air. It makes you want to be in love, type of deal. I stayed at an Airbnb, and it was just me in it, and it was an apartment, so that was cool. Had a little magnet key where I would press it, and it would take me up there. I'm gonna probably drop in a video of the size of the elevator that I would get in to go to the 5th floor, and then I'd have to walk up 2 flights to my room. That was crazy. That was, I don't know. But I felt safe all the time. I was out until like 12 in the morning most nights. Their McDonald's was smack. Some of the best food. Like, that brought me back to McDonald's. Their food, it was just bomb. Overall, a 10 out of 10 trip. Definitely recommend it. I can't wait to plan more trips. I do want to go on more solo trips. I just don't know where I would go that I would feel safe. I'm thinking either Japan or Italy next, but we'll see. I'm not really sure because gotta save. And that's the big thing this year, is just saving up for the trip, the next one, so get them stamps going. But if you are thinking about taking a solo trip, I would definitely say take it. Don't be afraid. Just trust yourself, and you learn so much about yourself on the trip. It's 100% worth it. I will say that I learned more about myself and just the way I get around, what I like to do, and just how I am with people who I don't know. And I think that really shined through as far as like personality and stuff. So it was overall 100% a good trip. I loved it, and I'm so happy to be back with you. We're back on our Thursday schedule, so it's a wrap. Every Thursday, expect a new video, me talking about what I'm reading, and we're gonna get into that right now. But before we get into that, actually, I want to talk about some of the books that I bought. So I bought Othello and Love and Color at the Shakespeare and Company. I also visited the libraries there. All of the libraries are beautiful. I even got a library card from the Bibliothèque de Mazarin. It was $15 for this card, and I will treasure it forever. But I really loved all the libraries. I'll also drop pictures of those as well. And the Shakespeare and Company, I went there because that's like a really famous bookstore in Paris. I got Othello because that's my favorite Shakespeare book. I feel so bad for that man, just the demise. And then Love and Color, of course, you know, if you watched, I have done a review on this book, and I also read her second book as well. So I would definitely say read Love and Color, read Othello if you can, but these are two of the books I bought. I also got Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin, and I don't have it here because I left it at work. So I'm all over the place, as you can see. I bought that in Paris because he wrote that book while he was living in Paris, and I needed to read it. And let me tell y'all the tea. That book is so crazy. Just finding out like what it is to not know what you want as far as your preference in men, if you like women. Just, is love a spectrum? Can you love more than one person at one time? The different types of loves, and conforming to society and what society wants versus what you want in your heart. It's a lot, so many things, and it's just like, it's spicy, but it's so crazy because, well, when I review it, I'll get into it more, so I won't get into too much detail, but I will say, if you can pick up Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin, do it, because next week I'll be doing a review on it. I'll probably finish it tomorrow since I left it at work. So yes, I actually did plan out my reading for the month, which is shocking because I never planned out my reading. I used to, but I gave that up because I wasn't keeping up with it, and I like to give myself a little freedom, especially with school and being in school and juggling all of that. But now that I seem to have more free time in the evenings, I've been focusing on being more intentional with things. So intentional reading, intentional tasks, and different things. So after Giovanni's Room, I'm going to be reading some Lovecraft Country. I watched this series on TV when it was on, and I really need to see the differences. It is spooky season. I'm trying to get into it. I really am. Some of the books that you'll see me coming through with in the next few weeks will be giving the vibe, but I'll also be reading a little poetry too, just because I like to dip and dabble, y'all know how I am. But yes, Lovecraft Country, and I hear nothing but good things. I'm very much excited to see if it compares and holds up. I'm pretty sure the book is going to be better because 9 times out of 10 they always are. And yes, and the last book I read before I started Giovanni's Room was Moonlight on Nightingale Way. I don't know if you've ever read any Samantha Young, but I got started reading Samantha Young on my ebooks, and when I started to read her, it was on my phone. I found On Dublin Street, and I fell in love with it. This is the last book of a series of, I believe, 5 books, or is this the 6th? I believe this might be the 6th. And all the characters are connected. They're all really steamy romances, and this one was a little slow. I think because it's the last book and it's a wrap up, you get more of a view in the perspective of all the characters because they're all coming back and in the new lives of Logan and Grace. So it gives a little steam. I feel like I'm just a fan of the book, so I do not finish it. I had to continue it. So yes, I would definitely recommend it to anyone who loves a good romance. If you like Jasmine Guillory, I will say that you should read this one, but read it from On Dublin Street on. Don't start with this book, and don't read it out of order. I'm one of those people that doesn't like to jump out of order if possible. I did with Jasmine Guillory, but I don't feel like her books need to be in a specific order. These books do. So yes, that is Moonlight on Nightingale Way. And yes, oh my gosh, I don't know what else to say, y'all. It's good to be back. I've been wanting to do this video for the longest. I've gotten tied up with stuff. It was a little chaotic, or it was a little chaos this weekend, and then I had to like get my life together and get things together. So now we're back and better. Yes, that is life, the highs and the lows. But yes, it's good to be back. I'm glad to be here. I can't wait to see what you guys are reading. If you have any recommendations, let me know. But yes, I will be back every Thursday, and love you guys. And I will see you soon. Bye. Oh yes, and by the way, do y'all see this couch? Do you see this couch? This is my sanctuary, and shout out to Moms for the TV. Yes, I'll see y'all next week.